Chasing Passions, a man's journey through hobbies. Everyone needs something that lights a fire inside them. A hobby, a passion, a way to spend time that makes life richer. For Michael, this spark came from exploring many different hobbies throughout his life. From quiet pastimes like reading and fishing to active sports like running and swimming, and finally to the unique world of horseback riding, Michael's journey is one of discovery, growth, and unexpected friendships. Early days, simple pleasures. Michael's story begins in a small town where life was calm and slow paced. As a boy, he loved books. Reading was his window into worlds beyond his own. Whether it was fantasy stories filled with dragons and magic or biographies about explorers and inventors, books gave Michael a chance to dream and learn. Alongside reading, drawing was his creative outlet. He didn't aim to be a great artist, but enjoyed sketching what he imagined or saw around him: a tree, a river, or a face. This hobby helped Michael express emotions he couldn't always put into words. Fishing was another early hobby. Every weekend, Michael and his father would go to a nearby lake. The calm water, the early morning mist, and the slow rhythm of fishing taught him patience. Sitting quietly by the water waiting for a bite, Michael found peace and a chance to think. These hobbies, reading, drawing, fishing, were mostly solitary but deeply meaningful. They built Michael's sense of focus, creativity, and calm. Moving into motion, sports, and challenges. As Michael grew into his teenage years, he started feeling the need to be more active. His quiet hobbies felt less exciting, and he wanted to challenge himself physically. That's when running caught his attention. Running began as something simple, a way to stay fit. But it quickly became something much more. Michael loved the rhythm of his feet hitting the pavement and the way running cleared his mind. He started running every morning, gradually increasing his distance. Joining a local running club brought a new dimension. Michael met people who shared his passion, and they motivated each other to improve. Participating in races, from 5Ks to half marathons, was thrilling. Every finish line crossed was a small victory. After discovering running, Michael wanted to try cycling. Riding a bike gave him a sense of freedom. He could travel farther than on foot and explore new places. Long bike rides through country roads with the wind on his face became some of his favorite moments. Cycling also tested his endurance in a new way. Swimming was the next sport he took up. It balanced the high-impact running and cycling with gentle, flowing movement. Swimming was calming and required different muscles and focus. It was also a social sport, as Michael joined a community pool and met others there. Through these sports, Michael learned the importance of setting goals, training consistently, and listening to his body. The physical challenges were rewarding, but he still felt something was missing. Discovering horseback riding, a new connection. One weekend, Michael visited a friend who lived near a stable. He had never spent much time around horses, but seeing these large, elegant animals moved him deeply. There was something about their strength and gentleness that fascinated him. His friend invited him to try horseback riding. At first, Michael was nervous. Riding a horse is very different from other sports. It's not just about your own strength or speed, it's about working with an animal. Michael's first lesson was challenging. Learning to mount the horse, balance in the saddle, and guide the horse's movement was harder than he expected. Horses are sensitive creatures and respond to the rider's mood and commands. But Michael loved the feeling of connection. Grooming the horse, talking softly to it, and feeling its powerful heartbeat made him feel alive. Riding soon became more than a hobby. It became a partnership. Training and competitions. Michael decided to pursue horseback riding seriously. He started training regularly at the stable, learning not only how to ride but how to care for horses. He discovered that riding required patience, calmness, and understanding. He chose show jumping as his focus. This sport tests both horse and rider as they jump over a series of fences in a set time. It demands precision, courage, and trust. Training was intense. Michael had to build his own strength and balance, but also develop a close bond with his horse. He learned to read the horse's mood and adjust his riding to support it. Competitions were exciting. Michael felt nervous but proud to compete. Winning was wonderful, but even falling or making mistakes was part of learning. Each experience made him a better rider and person. What hobbies gave Michael? Looking back, Michael sees how each hobby shaped his life. Reading and drawing developed his imagination and patience. Running, cycling, and swimming built his health and determination. Horseback riding taught him trust, teamwork, and emotional connection. Hobbies gave Michael balance. They helped him face challenges with confidence and find joy in both solitude and community. They reminded him that life is about exploring new paths and embracing change. Final thoughts. Michael's story shows us that hobbies are more than fun activities. They are ways to grow, connect, and discover ourselves. No matter your interests, trying new things can lead to unexpected adventures and friendships. So, what hobby will you choose to chase next?
Chasing passions. Maria's journey through hobbies. Everyone needs a space to express themselves, a way to find balance, joy, and meaning outside of everyday routines. For Maria, this space came through a wide variety of hobbies that shaped her life in many beautiful and unexpected ways. Unlike the fast pace and physical challenge of some sports, Maria's passions leaned toward creativity, connection with nature, and mindful living. This is her story. Childhood and early curiosity. Maria grew up in a small town surrounded by forests and fields. From an early age, she felt drawn to colors, shapes, and nature's quiet beauty. Unlike many children who rush outside to play ball games, Maria would often be found sitting under a tree, sketchbook in hand, capturing the delicate veins of leaves or the soft petals of wildflowers. Her parents encouraged her artistic side, providing paints, brushes, and books about famous artists. Maria didn't care about creating perfect paintings. For her, it was a way to slow down, observe, and express feelings she couldn't put into words. She remembers the smell of oil paint and the soft scratch of pencil on paper as some of her happiest childhood memories. As she grew older, her artistic curiosity expanded. She experimented with different materials: charcoal, pastels, and even clay. Each medium gave her a new way to explore the world and herself. The garden, a living canvas. In her teenage years, Maria discovered another way to express creativity: gardening. Unlike painting, gardening was alive and ever-changing. It demanded patience, care, and respect. She started with a small patch in her family's backyard, planting flowers her mother loved. Watching seeds sprout and grow into vibrant plants gave her a deep sense of satisfaction. Gardening became a practice of mindfulness. Each day she checked on her plants, adjusted the soil, watered carefully, and learned how sunlight and weather affected growth. Over time, Maria transformed her garden into a beautiful space filled with colors and scents. She grew herbs, vegetables, and flowers, creating a harmony of textures and shapes. The garden was her sanctuary, a place where she felt grounded and connected to life's cycles. Gardening also taught Maria about resilience. Not every plant survives storms or dry spells. Sometimes, despite her best efforts, things withered, but she learned to accept failures as part of the process and to keep trying. Exploring movement and stillness, yoga and meditation. Maria's journey was not only about creating and nurturing, but also about finding balance inside. In her early 20s, she began practicing yoga, initially out of curiosity, but soon it became a vital part of her routine. Yoga was unlike anything she had done before. It combined movement, breath, and stillness. At first, Maria struggled with flexibility and focus. The silence and meditation felt strange and even uncomfortable. But the more she practiced, the more she found peace within herself. Yoga helped Maria become more aware of her body and mind. It taught her to listen gently to herself, to honor limits, and to find calm in chaos. Meditation became a daily habit, a moment of clarity in a busy world. Through yoga, Maria found a community of like-minded people. Together, they shared experiences, supported each other, and grew. Baking, a sweet expression of love. Another unexpected hobby brought warmth and joy: baking. Maria loved the way baking combined creativity with precision. Recipes were like little experiments: a pinch of this, a dash of that, time and temperature carefully balanced. She found comfort in mixing dough, kneading bread, and decorating cakes. Baking was a way to care for herself and others. Sharing fresh pastries with friends and family became a way to connect and celebrate. The kitchen was Maria's playground, full of smells and textures that awakened memories and emotions. Baking taught her patience and the joy of slow, mindful creation. Art and nature, an everlasting dance. Maria never stopped returning to her first love in art, but now her artistic vision was deeply influenced by her other hobbies. Her paintings became more vivid, inspired by the colors of her garden and the calm she found in yoga. She often painted outdoors, capturing light and shadow, the movement of leaves in the breeze, the gentle sway of flowers. Painting became a meditation itself, a way to be fully present. Maria also started teaching art to children, sharing her passion and encouraging them to explore without fear of mistakes. Lessons learned and life transformed. Each hobby shaped Maria's life profoundly. They taught her patience, resilience, and presence. They offered a balance between action and stillness, creation and care, self-expression and connection. Maria's hobbies were not just ways to spend time, they were a journey to herself. They helped her handle stress, build confidence, and find joy in simple moments. Her story shows how hobbies can be a source of strength and happiness, no matter who you are or where you live. Final reflections. Maria believes that hobbies are gifts we give ourselves. They are invitations to explore, to grow, and to find beauty in the everyday. Her advice is simple: follow your curiosity, try new things, and don't be afraid to fail. Life is richer when you fill it with passions that nourish your soul.